Earlier this morning, which actually released about 12:30 this afternoon before the Lions press conference, we dropped a video talking about Sam LaPorta's status for this weekend's game. And based on some information that we had received on Thursday evening, all indications that Sam LaPorta was going to play, that he's doing well. It just depends on, what happens between Thursday night and Sunday before the game designation timeline, before the Lions have to release it, what happens. But as we just learned a few moments ago, Detroit Lions Sam LaPorta has now been added to the injury report as questionable. This is huge news for the Detroit Lions, especially when all week long we've heard that, he wasn't going to play, that the injury was too grave. It was too likened to Kelsey's injury, that there was no chance that Sam was going to be able to play. And as of right now, he has better than a 50% chance of playing in Sunday's game. There are a few hits to this injury report that I want to discuss that they're not good, because if Sam can't go right now, James Mitchell has also been ruled out with a hand injury. So the Lions are very thin at tight end. Brock Wright has been reported that he is back and he should play in this game. He's been listed as a full participant all week coming off of the hip injury. The other notable injury designation is Khalif Raymond. He has also been ruled out with a knee injury. So big news, not having our main punt returner in the game, special teamer. Khalif does a lot all around the ball, especially on offense too when he gets in. I mean, he is somebody that can spread the field and has been an outlet valve for Jared Goff at times. He was a very big reason as to why the Lions won the last game. Field position is going to be critical this Sunday, and we needed a guy like Khalif Raymond. So we're going to need some guys to step up, whether that's Jamison Williams finally getting a crack at it. I personally don't want to see him returning punts, but you also have Donovan Peoples-Jones who can slide in at that position, and he'll do just fine. The other out is another big one, James Houston. So there's been, some other channels that have said that James Houston was going to play by week 17 and 18. And we just knew that wasn't going to happen. We were hopeful, but we knew that wasn't going to happen. And now he's not even going to make this playoff game. There's something that sometimes people kind of, they disregard, how difficult it is to come back from an injury, and not being able to have enough time on the field to be able to get back totally, where you're 100% healthy and you can positively affect the game. That's the decision that the Lions have to make. Is there somebody on this team that has been riding with this team all season that can step in and do as good of a job or better than James Houston can right now in his current health status? And we learned that the answer to that today is that they can, and James Houston is out. My question is, and I haven't gone back to look at the timeline, and I'm really confused right now in the rules between playoffs and regular season, is the James Houston window to get activated back to the roster was 21 days. And forgive me if I'm, having a mental error right now, but I don't think he's been added to the active roster just yet. And if he hasn't, what does this mean? So please forgive me if I'm getting that information wrong, but I'm going to look into it. We'll talk about it tonight at 8:00 during the 2-hour special event on Off the Cuff right here on Rocked On Detroit Lions and Rocked On Podcast Network. We're going to break it all down tonight. Special guest Derek Fields will be on from Lions Fan Syndicate. The other out is Jerry Jacobs. This is no surprise. He was already added or expected to go to IR. Dan Campbell said today there won't be any transactions until tomorrow. So there's your 4 outs. James Houston will not be playing this Sunday. Jerry Jacobs is going to be designated to IR at some point, is what we're expecting. That's been reported. James Mitchell is out with a hand injury. Khalif Raymond is out with a hand injury, but Sam LaPorta has been upgraded. He is listed as questionable. And I'm going to say it again. No, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I put this video out about 12:30 today before the press conference based on information that I had last night that Sam LaPorta was going to be playing in Sunday's game. Now, if something does happen between today's practice and Sunday, he trips and falls in the shower, he trips and falls on the field. If something happens, there is a potential that Sam LaPorta may not play. But being, elevated to questionable status from a serious injury or potentially serious injury that he sustained versus the Vikings, and now making this injury report as questionable is huge. Most people expected it to be at best doubtful. We were told questionable, but there could have been the potential for him to enter as doubtful, should practice go bad today. But that didn't happen. So that's great news. On the rest of the injury report, and here, let me share it on the screen so you guys can also see this. Give me 1 second here. All right. Hopefully you can see that all okay. I can make it a little bigger, I'm sure. There we go. So also on this list, John Kaminsky has been ruled as... Oh, hold on. Making it too big. John Kaminsky is also questionable. Brian Branch, full participant, good to go. Teddy Bridgewater, full participant, good to go. He was only listed with some personal issues or a personal designation, whatever he had going on. Could have been a family-related matter. Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow both got their rest. Frank Ragnow got his rest. They're full participants. So our offensive line's looking great. Cam Sutton, he's had that toe and heel injury that has been nagging him for a couple of weeks now. He's a full participant. Great to see Jamison Williams back, who's been catching, kind of lightning in a bottle the last few weeks. And we're looking for him to have a big game. Regardless of Sam LaPorta being in the game or out of the game, we need Jamison Williams to have a big game. And by big, that could be, 60 yards in the TD. That's big enough. As long as he can do something like that in this game, that'll be exciting for him. But it'll also help this Lions team make up for any loss, that we're going to have with Sam LaPorta not being 100%. I still don't expect Sam LaPorta to be 100%. So there's your injury report. The biggest news coming out of this today is Sam LaPorta has a better than 50% chance to make the game day roster and help this team win its first playoff at home in more than 30 years. NFC champs are going to do it right. Their NFC North champs are going to do it right. They're going to put on a show for us on Sunday night. It's going to be an electric, the most dynamic game I've ever been to as a Lions fan. And I'm excited about it. I'll be even more excited if, Sam LaPorta is able to go and our offense has a full bevy of firepower for the night. So that's it. We'll see y'all tonight, 8 p.m. right here on Rocked On Detroit Lions, Rocked On Podcast Network. 2-hour special event. We're going to break it all down. Phone line will open pretty much right away. We want to hear from you guys tonight. We want to get your voices heard on air. We want everybody to hear what you have to say. And let's make it a good night. So we'll talk to y'all later. We'll see y'all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.